It's Madden NFL 24, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's coming up next.
At the confluence of the three rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela, we are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. But tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here in the Steel City, I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined by my partner, Charles Davis. And Charles, it doesn't matter what year it is, who the players are that are wearing the black and gold. It is never an easy assignment to come in and win here in Pittsburgh on this field.
And this team always takes on the identity of this city. They're going to be tough physically, but they're also going to be tough mentally. Just 3 head coaches in 54 years. They've established their program. They know who they are. Good luck coming in and trying to take one from the Steelers.
Meanwhile, for the Browns, they come off a 7-10 season a year ago. Not great, but not a total loss either. Now, you think there are building blocks in place?
They are there. Look at what they did last year. Their pass defense was number 5 in the league. Their rushing attack, 6th best in the league. They have players. They have the system. They just need to put it all together.
The kicker, Chris Boswell, has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. And able to get this out to the 25. And the Cleveland offense ready to go to work behind the 3-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 2nd season now as a Brown, number 7 overall.
Just 6 games played for Watson in his debut season with the Browns, which really limited how much he could step into the franchise quarterback role for the team. But he gets a full slate to do so this season. Remember, his last year in Houston, over 4,800 yards. They expect excellence from him.
A guy coming off his best season as a pro. Here's Nick Chubb. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Watson now going to run the option right. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards that time, but a first down on the keeper. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Deshaun Watson, when you think about the toughest quarterbacks in the league to game plan against, he's got to be in your top 5, does he not?
And when you talk about game planning, putting him in the top 5, that's an easy call because he can make every throw. That's not an issue at all. He has great touch delivering the football. But that mobility, that added dimension, when he escapes the pocket and those receivers find their way open, short, medium, and long, he finds the right guy. And last but not least, his toughness. He can stand in the pocket, take a hit, and deliver.
Second down and 8. Now Watson. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 23. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Browns put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Steelers offense set for their first possession here, and it's Kenny Pickett who will lead the way, the second-year man, Charles, from Pitt.
Pickett didn't quite lead Pittsburgh to the promised land in his first season as the hometown kid and franchise quarterback, but he did impress once he got in the field. Winning 7 games helped keep the vaunted streak of non-losing seasons alive in the Steel City.
Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 24. Now Pickett. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. Now the third-year man, Najee Harris. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. He stiff arm, gets through, and now an opening. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. defensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
On 1st down, Watson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the 1st down.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. And Chubb will try the middle here. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's 3rd and 3. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now with throw here, going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Watson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
From the 50, it's Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Watson on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And they are into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26. Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On first down, it's Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up second down. To the air yet again, Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final play of the first half. Here's Pickett throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you, too, in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 20, here's second down and 8. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. Rolling to his right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
2nd and 6. They go up the middle with Chubb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and the running back can read it, find the problem.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Montravius Adams, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
This is where you step up, right here, baby. What's the deal, y'all?
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Pickett now on first down. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Pickett back to throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Pickett. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
That's what it is. That's what it is, baby.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Here's Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. T.J. Watt, his 2nd sack of the night.
They snapped the ball backed up inside their own 10. Now they're backed up even further, and they can thank their coverage for that. They called a zone, and they were aggressive enough to deny an early window, and that gave their rushers a chance to get to the pocket.
Watson off play action. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they've got it just 2 yards away from the end zone. They'll have it 1st and goal here from the 2-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out. Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And they can thank their defense for this one. They were set up with a short field following the turnover, but they took care of business as well, working their way down and finishing with a strong run into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's 17-7. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, here's Jerome Ford. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them. Go with the screen, and they're able to get the 1st down.
Here's Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
A run with Chubb on first down, not going to be a good one. He won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth quarter stop? And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here now a 3rd down and 8. And again it's Chubb. And he will have a Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how have here, they.
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting